Hey, flute people, Mr. Fitz here with my trusty flute. All right, now this flute has a little bit of a problem with these keys here. You know, they're sticking all the way up on the end. Fortunately, I don't need those keys right now, so if you're wondering what's wrong with Mr. Fitz's flute, the answer is it has to go to the flute hospital, but it's still able to play, and this flute actually plays very nicely. All right, so now, in the previous video, we talked about evil finger practice for the notes D and C and B flat. All right. Now what we're going to try to do is to put this into practice and actually play those notes and make the switches between those notes. Now, each day when you practice your flute, the first thing that you should do is warm up by playing your mouthpiece. Remember to review the basics. Touch under your lower lip. Touch right here. Put it in place. Say eh. Say eh, and try to make nice long sounds. As a matter of fact, a good idea would be to play whole notes, you know, and whole rests. Just for example, like line number 1, except on your mouthpiece. And you can vary the sound by stopping it, as you know. Remember the P. That's really important. We don't want to be going like this. I get nothing. Still don't get anything. So it's a combination of making sure that this stays very tight and then you have a focused airstream that goes across that. Okay? So make sure you practice this first. And hopefully you've practiced your evil finger practice. All right? So just to review, D, then C, then B flat. All right? And now what we're going to try to do is just play those notes one note at a time. There's my D. All right, now. And now. All right, watch me do it again. Now, naturally, you're not going to have to wiggle those fingers all the time, but I was just doing that to kind of show you. All right, I've got my D, and I'm going to put this one down and this one down for the C and lift everything else off. And then these two, I'm going to add my thumb and my pointer for my B flat. Okay? So what you want to do is just practice that. Take your time with it. Really feel your fingers. Please don't do this. I can't play and I can't turn my head and play at the same time. So you have to go by feel. Now, another thing that's very helpful to remember about playing the flute is that your flute fingers, you don't have flute fingers, actually, you have flute playing fingers. Your fingers always go on the same keys, and they're either up or down. Okay? Unlike the piano, where you see piano players go like, or violinists, right? Or guitarist, right? Unlike that, this instrument, as with your other woodwinds, it's the fingers stay in the same place, right? They just move either up or down, all right? So what will be very helpful if you keep your fingers in place, D, all right, I got these two, there's my C, and I don't move these fingers like far away. I just do D, C, B flat, okay? All right, now I know I'm wiggling them a little bit for you to let you see them, but try to keep your fingers as close as possible so that way you don't make a lot of motion. Motion away from the home keys, because then you have to find them again, and that's going to be a pain in the neck. Now, let me just play for you line number 7, all right? So I'm going to start with a B flat, then I'm going to switch to a C, and then I'm going to switch to a D, and then back to a C. This is a pretty tough one, all right? So you want to work your way up to it, all right? And keep at it. Here goes. This is line number 7 on page 6. 1, 2, ready, go. Good, there's my B flat. Now I'm switching to a C. Here goes, ready. And here comes the tough part. I'm going to switch to D. And here comes the next part, back to a C, ready. And I hope I got those notes right. Actually, I wasn't even looking at the music. Oh, I messed up. The last note's supposed to be a B flat. Well, Anyway, hopefully you'll forgive me for that. But that's the idea, okay? So practice your D's, C's, and B flats. Have fun.